So I just turned 39 and I have sensitive, oily skin with mild rosacea, and these are all skincare brands that were new to me or almost new to me within the last year, and I'm going to tell you the surprising place where I got some of these recommendations. So the first brand I want to talk to you guys about is Naturium. I think that's how you pronounce it. Their vitamin C complex serum came to me in the beauty advent calendar that I had last year, and I'd been waiting to try it. It's in the bin of serums that need to be opened and tried, and I've always hesitated with vitamin C serums and adding vitamin C to my skincare routine because of how sensitive my skin is. A lot of vitamin C serums on the market will have extra things in it or have too high a percentage of the vitamin C, and my skin will be very reactive, especially in conjunction with other acids that I have used in the past. Not even necessarily layering them at the same time, but sometimes just having them in my skincare routines close enough, it could cause a rosacea flare-up. So this one, I proceeded with caution, and I have been very, very pleased with the results from this vitamin C. Let's see, vitamin C benefits for skin. It helps protect against sun damage, evens skin tone, reduces inflammation, and promotes a brighter, more youthful complexion. That is generally what vitamin C is going to do for your skin. I like to get it straight from the interwebs because I don't like to misspeak in these videos. And I do feel as though it has had that brightening, more radiant effect. I do believe I also read somewhere that it has like a mild exfoliating effect, which is what causes that brightness, that radiance. And so I had read that using it in the morning is best because if you've used any kind of acid or exfoliant overnight the night before, this can help to sort of slough off those dead skin cells from the previous night's exfoliation. I have found it gentle enough that it hasn't broken me out. It hasn't caused any rosacea flare-ups. So when I started having another skin issue, I went looking for another of their products. This is their azelaic topical acid 10%, which I picked up on a recommendation from ChatGPT when I was explaining the issue that I was having with texture and milia on my skin. I'll get to that in a second or maybe a later video, but this was recommended as a solution for bumpy textured skin or milia, mild acne. I do not use this very often, maybe twice a week, but in conjunction with some of the other products that I have tried, I have definitely noticed a difference. And the brand in general, I really like their mission. They're a sustainable brand. They believe in the power of plants, sustainably sourced ingredients. They believe in the power of science as opposed to just hype and other nonsense you get from a lot of skincare brands these days. I mentioned in a previous video that I'm getting a little sick of gimmicky brands that are just very flashy, that don't have a lot of substance behind what they're pushing. Naturium is not in that category, and they have lots and lots of different skincare products, so for whatever your skincare issues are, definitely go and check them out. Oh, it's 1,000 degrees in here, and I really want to turn a fan on, but I know the mic is going to pick it up, so I'm just going to sweat through it while I drink my hot coffee. The second skincare brand that was sort of new to me, like I had tried it before without realizing that I had tried it before, is Medik8, spelled M-E-D-I-K and then the number 8. So there are two products of theirs that I have been using. This one I've basically finished. I think there's like a drop or two left in there. This is their Hydrate B5 Intense. And basically what this is a hyaluronic acid serum that has been boosted with B5 and another proprietary blend of their own. Again, with how sensitive my skin is, I tend to shy away from these sort of multi-purpose products because I find that when you take something as simple as a hyaluronic acid and you start throwing a bunch of other ingredients in with it, something happens that my skin tends not to like. So again, I proceeded with caution with this one. This one also came to me in my beauty advent calendar last year. Those are seriously the best way to try very expensive products on the cheap. Like, yes, the whole advent calendar is quite expensive, but I did a price breakdown video earlier this year, and these serums, basically what it works out to is about $14 per little advent drawer. So it doesn't matter what's in there. Like, this serum I think is probably close to $60, which mathematically I got it for $14 to try, so winning. Regardless, I proceeded with caution. I didn't have any issues with this. I have since returned to my Dime Beauty Hyaluronic Acid Serum. I love that one because it's just under 5 ingredients and it does wonders for my skin, my neck, everywhere that I put it. But as far as establishing the brand's reputation with me, this product was a really good one. The other product of theirs, and this is the one that I had, and so I sort of like recognized the name but hadn't opened it yet. This is the Medicate Crystal Retinol 3. So it is a retinol serum. Again, I don't use this more than once a week because of how sensitive my skin is and because of other products that I am using to work through my own skin issues. But again, retinol is something that if you have highly reactive or sensitive skin, it can cause a lot of problems, flare-ups, dryness, whatever is your particular issue. And I have not had any issues with this one. Other retinoid products that I have tried have increased my milia, kind of created this situation where my already oily skin goes into hyper overdrive oil production, which if you also have oily skin, you know that that's just like this whole cyclical thing that you have to break and then fix, and it's a mess. So to have a retinol that I can comfortably use, I layer this with my hyaluronic acid serum, also to help with that hydration and prevent any over drying. There have only been a couple of retinols that I have tried that haven't completely dried out or otherwise destroyed my skin. So definitely will be returning to this one once this one is empty. And again, another really good brand that I'm confident in recommending. I know it seems ridiculous that I keep reaching for my latte when I'm already sweating, but I mean, you guys, the draw of the coffee is just so strong. This next one I'm really excited about because one of these products actually bumped one of the ones that I had been using that I was recommending as like a gold standard. So this is the brand Necessaire. I have been using the body serum and the hand retinol. Now this one I have just started using, so I will report back on its effectiveness. But starting last summer, I started getting sun damage on the back of my hands. I know, sunscreen, which I am very good about wearing every day in this vicinity. And when I go out in the sun, I do spray my shoulders, my arms, etc. But you use your hands, you're in the water, it's not as easy to keep it applied effectively on my hands, at least not for me. And I'm not prepared at this point to go for the laser resurfacing. So I did a little research, also with the help of ChatGPT, about different products that I could use to potentially reverse some of that damage. And a retinol designed for the back of the hands, for the body, is a result that kept coming up. And when I saw that one of the products they recommended was by the brand Necessaire, I went ahead and picked it up to try it out. And I did that because this product has me sold on their brand. This is the body serum, and it is a hyaluronic acid hydrating serum. You use it daily, you can use it wherever treatment is needed. The way that I use this is I put a pump into my body lotion as like a booster, and I just smear it everywhere. And the reason that I'm so excited about this is that I had previously been using a different body serum by Dime Beauty, and it is not a knock on that brand at all. I still use many products from that brand, love that brand. That one had a little bit of a different combination in it. That one I believe is niacinamide and ceramides in their body serum, whereas this is hyaluronic acid. And for my body, and just to give you a little bit of context here, my skin will itch when I get out of the shower no matter what I do. I've done other videos about it in the past. I have tried water filters, I have changed loofahs, I've changed soaps and body washes. I've exfoliated, I've tried exfoliating less, like changed laundry detergent on my towels, the whole nine. It's just my skin. So I do a couple of things now to sort of help with that. And I do think it comes down, at least for me, to sort of really nurturing that skin barrier and making sure that I'm giving it good ingredients. And maybe we just have hard water where I live, but I would have thought that the shower filter would have fixed that problem. So anyway, I digress. I switched from the body serum with the niacinamide and ceramides to just a hyaluronic acid serum, and I can feel and see the difference. I feel like my skin looks plumper. I am 39 now. I feel like it makes my skin look more youthful and healthier. So I was just obsessed with this from the first time that I used it, so I am going to be a diehard fan now. Pretty much anything from the company Necessaire, I will try. And the last one, hopefully before my battery dies, is La Roche-Posay. And so I say sort of new to me because this product I actually had started using a while ago. This is their 100 Body and Face Broad Spectrum SPF 100 and Thelios Melt-In Milk Sunscreen. I actually try using this as frequently as I can remember on the back of my hands. I don't use this on my face every day because I use my Paula's Choice sunscreen, but this is the one that goes all over my neck, chest, shoulders on a daily basis, whether I'm planning on being out in the sun or not. That is my daily habit. So when I was typing all of my skin needs and skin issues into ChatGPT, and it was giving me product recommendations, things I should stop using, things I should try using, this is the facial moisturizer that it recommended. I don't know how to say this, the Toleriane Sensitive Fluid, and this is a hydrating, soothing moisturizer. It is super, super lightweight and liquidy. It is like very, very lightweight moisturizer compared to some of the others that I have used in the past. The reason ChatGPT recommended this to me is that there is no silicones in this. And moisturizers that I've used in the past, even ones that I would have sworn that they were the one thing in my skincare routine that I could not live without, this has replaced them. It absorbs instantly. It is easy to use under makeup. And I like it because not only is it sufficiently hydrating, but because I have the oily skin, even the really heavy overnight creams are too much for me. Even the ones that swear they have no pore clogging ingredients in it and whatever, it's really heavy on my skin. This is lightweight, it's beautiful under makeup. It has really helped to unclog some of those pores where I was getting that milia, the keratin stuck underneath my dead skin cells, etc. So again, between these two products, one that I have known and loved, and then this new one that is really helping to fix some of my ongoing skin issues from my 30s, which that was my whole point, by the way. I wanted to enter my 40s at least having my personal skincare issues resolved. La Roche-Posay is another brand that I never really thought much of in the past, but now I'm a fan. So I will link all of those products down in the description box below for you guys. If you are a fellow oily skinned girly, I'm glad that you found me. I talk a lot about foundations and skincare and makeups and things specifically for us in the oily skin because it can be really difficult, but love these products and brands. If you have other recommendations for me to try or ones that you just want to chat about, leave them down in the comments below. Would love to hear about them, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Whew, let's get that fan on.